Alrighty. Let's make sure everything's all good and running here, shall we? Just keep things nice and simple. So, game audio looks like it's doing its thing. Mic audio looks like it's doing its thing, which is pretty cool. Make sure the YouTube previews here is doing the YouTube preview thing. Yeah, awesome. And I think we are good to go. Hey there, hi there, everybody. Happy Friday. Friday, right? I think it's Friday. It's New Year's Day. Yeah, Friday. Yeah, the whole week is just such a weird blur. Hope y'all are doing well here. Welcome to the stream. Gonna be doing some milestones here in the featured 5-star loot cage arena. It's gonna be hanging out here for the next hour and a half, couple hours, whatever it winds up being. Just hanging out, having a good time, chatting a good bit, and you know, getting some points. Hope you guys are doing very well here today. Hope the new year is off on a good foot for you. Hope everybody is all good and rested up from last night as well. Depending on what you guys wound up doing for festivities. Got to spend a good bit of time with some family, which is very nice. Made it to midnight, which is also very nice. And then promptly fell asleep, knocked out. But I made it. Got to see the new year in, which is pretty cool. And now here we are hitting the ground running. Before we get too far along, though, I do want to welcome the latest Von subs to the channel. Cheers, everybody. Thanks for finding the channel in the depths of the YouTubes. Cheers on digging the videos put out so far and are interested in the videos yet to come. Off the top of my head, a couple of things to look forward to are threefold. We got the crystal cleanup for January here. A bunch of stuff coming off of the GGC openings, including some Nexus 5 stars, a bunch of Map 6, Map 7 stuff, 6 stones of plenty, some Tier 5 CC stuff. Cool stuff. Also wound up getting the big rank up video post Act 7 Legends Run and post Act or Variant 6, so I got some big rank ups there, which if you're going to be watching the stream here, spoilers. We got spoilers aplenty with who I ranked up, and some Spider Ham cheese in Act 7 as well. So be sure to ring that notification bell, stay on top of all that stuff as it drops. It's going to be coming out piecemeal here over the next week and change, and we'll go from there. From the top, though, I do want to say a big howdy to Marm. Marm stopping in saying, yo, how's it going? Marm, it is going very well, bud. It is going very, very well. Good to see you. Always a pleasure. And Shane, getting troll rolled from a 6-star ghost. Ouch. How am I? Well, a little bit better feeling than that must have felt. Sorry to say. Who'd you wind up getting, though? Now you've piqued my curiosity. So, this is day 2 of the loot cage grind. Yesterday was day 1, it being Friday here, which is good. I'm getting a much faster start than I did the last couple of arenas, which is cool. Did wind up making 1 to 5% both times, though, which was really nice, even though, you know, it's a really chill, laid-back, chill grind, which is always a plus. Hoping to do the same thing here, but if I push a little bit further on, get the featured 5-star loot cage, well, that wouldn't be that bad either. It's nowhere near maxed out, and I'd appreciate that. Ooh, dupe on Green Goblin. Ouch. Well, I'm sorry to hear about that, bud. I am sorry to hear about that. That's rough. Was that in the featured crystal, or was that in a basic? Hey, Tom Harrington with the drive-by like. Much appreciated, Tom. Always appreciate those drive-by likes. Good to see you. Hope you're well, and always a pleasure, bud. Alright, that was a special too. I gotta pay closer attention. Biggest news, I think, for me for the channel is that there's going to be just some small updates here coming up with the new year. It's twofold. It goes hand in hand. So on one hand, I'm going to be streaming for longer. Live streams are going to be going from anywhere between 2 to 3 hours now instead of an hour and a half and 2 hours, which is very good, which is very cool. I'm excited about that. Get to chat and hang out with you guys a bit longer at a time. But the flip side of that is that instead of live streaming 6 days a week, I'll be cutting that back down to 4. So that will be Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. Still get to do the Super Serial Sunday Serial stream, which is by far my favorite live stream of the week. Get to chow down on some delicious cereal. And yeah, so that's going to be starting up here this next week on Monday, and then we'll be going from there. So I'm putting up a post here sometime this weekend, just announcing some of those plans, and you know we'll keep rolling from there. Yeah, Shane, I had a hunch. I mean, it is entirely plausible to get a rollover like that in the basic reel, but that feature, that just hurts even more. That 5K shards. I'm sorry, bud. Better luck next time. Are you still going to be going for features, or is this like a one-off, one-hit wonder for you? AC popping in saying, hello. What's good, AC? Hope you're doing well. And a very good morning to you. Tom says, I've had a headache since Sunday. Taking some meds and trying to sleep. Channel updates sound good. Awesome, bud. Well, let me clarify that. Not awesome about the headache. That's rough. That's rough. Is it like an ocular sort of headache, or like a migraine? Either which way, that's very unfortunate. I hope you're feeling better here pretty quick, bud. Awesome in the bit with the second part. That'd be a very rude thing for me to say. Yeah, I pulled the Red Goblin. Oh, Red Goblin. So that was nice. Yeah, Red Goblin is very cool. He's actually on the short list for my next featured, which would be really fun. He seems like a really fun champion from the little bit that I've played of him. It's just, unfortunately, he got matched up with Space Ghost, so I think that's why people aren't more excited about him than really he deserves. But big congrats on the feature, at least. Managed to get a good chunk of shards from some GGCs, so probably going to hold off on them for a bit. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. That way you wind up getting at least a couple or few featured together. So, you know, if the first one is bad, then it's like, all right, well, whatever. Still got a couple more chances. That's the way I'd look at it, at least. And that's my plan. I'm going to be saving up, be able to open up a slew of them in one go. So the odds of me not getting something acceptable is reduced. So fingers crossed. Doing good, thanks. Hope you're doing well here because I can't sleep at the moment, so I thought I'd just lurk whilst we both do arena. Well, good to have you, AC. Good to have you. I do hope you get some of those Z's, though. It's getting pretty early for you there, I think, right? Luckily not a migraine, so I can still function, but it still hurts and it's annoying. Yeah. Yeah. I've had those before, too. One of these times, maybe for, I don't know if maybe for this Sunday, but certainly here coming up in the short term, I want to do a revised Infinite Streak video here for 2021. Now with that the arena is, they finally updated the prizes, so it's top 300 and featured 5-star. Kind of give a too long didn't read version of what to expect. Right, so you can still get the Infinite Streak with 4 stars in 2021, which is very nice. But I wouldn't mind switching over and trying to get it with 5 stars now. I use 4 stars just because that is what I'm traditionally most acquainted with, what I've been using for years now, and it's pretty surprising that it still works. You know, with the introduction of 6 stars, with the introduction of 6-star rank 2s, introduction of 6-star rank 3s, and the overabundance of rank 3 6 stars nowadays especially, it still works, so that's cool. Go on, Hulk. Thank you. And Hulk down. Hulk down. Question of the night, well, I think of it, is over here on my left. On the left, I should say. My right, your left. What'd you guys do for New Year's? Like I said before, I wound up getting to spend it with family. Threw a bunch of chicken wings on the grill, and it was absolutely delicious. I had a bit more to drink than I probably should have, but definitely hydrated, so I am still functional today, which is a big plus. Hey, Bash stopping in. What's good, Bash? Saying, hey, Rob, guess what? Bash, tell me, what's up? Got that, and got that. Hey, what's good, Matt? How you doing, bud? Hope you're doing well. Matt, we haven't talked about it yet, and the news is, like, I think a couple weeks old, but how are you feeling? What do you think about Charlie Cox reprising his role in the upcoming Spider-Man movie? Allegedly, rumor mill. Decided on my New Year's resolution, spend it with family. Nice. Nice. Are those two separate things? The New Year's resolution is one and then spending it with family the other, or was your New Year's resolution to spend it with family? Matt bought a catapult. Well, that's pretty good. Where would one buy a catapult nowadays? Imagine you can't just pop into, like, you know, your big box store and just say, 1 catapult, please. 2 separate things. Gotcha. So, my friend left the game permanently for another game and gave his account to me. 10,000 prestige. Dude, that is very cool, Bash. That is very cool. Word to the wise, just between you and me, that's really cool. I probably wouldn't advertise that too terribly loudly, just because the Kabam lurking gods may not be as excited as you are about that. But the fact that you get to play with a bunch of new champs and whatnot is very exciting. Very exciting. Who out of the roster there are you looking forward to playing the most? Charlie Cox returning for Daredevil would be awesome. Yeah. And I'm really hoping, too, that if just by him making an appearance in Spider-Man means that he's going to make an appearance in She-Hulk as well. That would be very cool. Honestly, the more Charlie Cox Daredevil we get, the merrier. Like, I wouldn't mind. I would not mind either like a full-on reboot if the new reboot gets a series, just to keep, almost like keep the character alive, but keep the show on the road. Always appreciate new iterations and whatnot as well. Or just having a clean slate to tell new stories. That having been said, I would much rather keep going with Charlie Cox Daredevil Netflix verse, because not only, I mean, at the risk of me rambling on about how much I enjoy the Netflix Daredevil series, again, sorry guys for those of you who have heard the shtick before, but that show is really just hit the nail on the head in terms of like perfection and just about everything I could want out of a long-standing superhero show like that. Like, unlike every other Marvel Netflix show, I actually really enjoyed the supporting cast, all of the supporting cast, and all of the antagonists, all 3 seasons. So yeah, I mean, more stories with that would be fantastic, just because there are so many more good and quality Daredevil stories to tell, drawing from the comics, let alone any new angles that they can come up with. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Hey, Jacob stopping in. What's good, Jacob? Happy Friday, bud. Happy New Year's Day to you, too. Saying, what's up, Rob? Long, fun night. Blackout, passed out, and then food poisoning, too. Ooh. Ouch. Maybe a bit TMI, but I maybe get a touch of that myself. I think I may have been a bit over-eager pulling some of them wings off. Maybe a couple minutes sooner than they should have. But, otherwise... They were some good friggin' wings. I cannot complain about that. They were some good friggin' wings. That was lunchtime on some watermelons outside on the roof. That sounds delicious. Bash looking forward to Aegon. Can't wait to do Labyrinth. Yeah, dude, Aegon's gonna eat Labyrinth up. He's just gonna eat it up like nobody's business. That's awesome. Good luck. Good luck. AC, I did not know that. Who are some of your most recent rank ups? Guys, for those of you who don't know or don't remember, AC was way ahead of the curve on ranking up Daredevil Hell's Kitchen. What was it? But like it was like a couple months before the buff. He wound up taking Daredevil up to 565, and then he got the buff, and now he's got a newly buffed Daredevil towards the top of his roster. So there you go, ahead of your time. Boink boink. Time for popping in saying. So depressed. Finished the celebrity event, got 6-star Cap in World War II, and OG Hulk, Iron Man, and Super Iron Man. Wow. That's like full on like the 2016 treatment right there. Got the 1500 6-star shards, and this time I got yet another dupe on Electro. Time Twin, I feel for you, bud. I really do feel for you. That's rough. That's really rough. I'm sorry. Hopefully those guys are some of the next champs to get some of the reworks here this year. As they continue to update some of the older champs. Here's the hoping, right? Oh, a pick of those from the 5-star Nexus. Gotcha. Gotcha. Still, that's... I probably would have gone Hulk, but just because of all the synergies he gets, but otherwise, that's not optimal. I'll say it that way. It's not optimal. Quake rank 5, Clara rank 5, Aegon rank 5, Professor X rank 3, Squirrel Girl rank 3, and a 6-star Omega. I remember hearing about that Omega pool. You're cleaning up there, bud. You are absolutely cleaning up. Oh, it was 4 months before the buff. Yeah. Yeah, that was part of one of your long-running live stream bits, right? For a, was it a 24-hour stream, I think? As memory serves. Man, particle effects are all kinds of messed up around maybe it's just because Gwenpool was extra sparkly. Weird. Maybe not, because like Red Skull seems to have added particles coming out of his smokestacks there. Interesting. Boink. Pass some of that luck down here. Yeah, seriously. Seriously. Freaking AC with a 6-star Omega. So who, if you guys had a Nexus, who would you really hope to pull? Like a class-based Nexus, a science Nexus, say. If you were given us a science Nexus between 3 different champs, who would you hope to see? Like for me, it would be Void. Hands down, Void. Dude is just such an amazing workhorse. And he's one of those rare champs where I would argue would be useful to have 2 of them ranked up. Like some champs are like, yeah, you could either have the 5-star version ranked up or you could have the 6-star version ranked up, but you don't really need both. He would be one of the exceptions. I would say that, yeah, definitely. You could really bring 2 ranked up Voids and just have a good time. Hey, Lewis stopping in and saying, hey Rob, Happy New Year. Well, thank you muchly, bud. Thank you muchly. Good to see you, and a Happy New Year to you too. My 6-star roster is Hulkbuster Thing, Bishop Mordo, White Widow, Domino, Magneto, Omega, A-Bomb, Cable, and Black Panther. That is a solid 6-star roster, bud. That is a solid 6-star roster. Like most of those, according to Seaton's tier list, at least, are like demigods or better. So, very cool. AC1's a Ghillie from the Nexus. OG Ghillie or Robot Ghillie? Solid choice. Unique choice, but a solid choice. I've got a 565 Void, and I've got a 6-star rank 1 and a Science Awakening gem, but my understanding is that he needs a high sig. Yes, that is true. That is true. The only difference I think between the awakened and unawakened version is that is effectively Fear the Void, right? So as soon as Fear the Void would trigger, all of the different debuffs that Void's procced fall off if he's unawakened, whereas if he's awakened, they all combine and they're still active, just as Fear the Void. Which is a pretty useful thing to have, no doubt, but again, the effectiveness really is tied behind the sig level. So one could throw an Awakening Gem on him and even just like 20, 40 sigs, and it would be okay, but nowhere near as effective as your 565. So fortunately, still useful. Unawakened, I would still take an Unawakened Void up to rank 2 easily. Debatable for rank 3, but rank 2 for sure. But just the fact that he can do so much passive damage, and there really isn't... there aren't as many counters yet to that as there could be, or will be, I suppose. Very solid. Very, very solid. Still don't have a 5-star Ghillie? Well, there you go. That would be a solid choice. Ghillie is a special place in my heart because they were my first 4-star when I started. I know that feeling. I 100% know that feeling. I think that's why I joke about Joe Fixit so much. Just because he was such a utility workhorse for me. I mean, granted, years ago, before, you know, I had much better options on my roster. But the fact that he was, he had the immunity, he could proc the debuffs, and he could heal, were all super, super useful in early days of AQ. Dude's a meme now, no doubt. Definitely needs some love. But, still. Hey, Slaggerter stopping by saying happy, happy new Vaughn year. Appreciate it, bud. Appreciate it. Happy new Vaughn year to you as well. May the year be a good one for us all. Get some of those more debuffs on hype. ACS, who am I most excited for next month? Probably, I don't know, because until we actually see what it is that they can do, jury's kind of out. Like, I want Jubilee to be good. I don't really know anything about Strife, really, outside of him being like a, was it a Cable clone, basically, kind of. Jubilee I'm more familiar with, just from like the old cartoon. So I would really would want her to be good, but I don't know. Jury's kind of out. I would probably say Jubilee just because I'm really expecting her animations to be really flashy and bright and stellar and fun. But you know, we'll see as soon as the kit comes out sometime in the next week, couple weeks, something like that. Vulture is still top 5 Havoc counters for me. That he is. That is one of his best uses. I just start at the top here. Andy McPanty stopped by saying, hi, Rob. Well, hey there, Andy. How's it going, bud? I hope you are doing well this fine Friday. Kirby stopping by saying, is it okay if I unsubscribe? You do you, boo. You do you. I will take no offense if you do. But, there, you know, there's always cool stuff going on here. But you do you. And Vulture also completely shuts down anything Havoc does. Yeah, well, I mean, really the only thing Havoc does is that that feedback, that sonic feedback, right? He does some big bursty damage and all that, but if it isn't capitalizing on that feedback, then yeah, he's rendered pretty helpless. But the nice thing about that is that there's a lot of other different options too for Havoc nowadays that they keep introducing, either new ways of directly countering him with more armor up champs, or indirectly countering him with power drain people. So like, what is it? Dr. Voodoo is like not a very obvious counter to it, but he's very effective at the same time. Just because, you know, once you get the that special 2 power drain and then just punch into Havoc, you power drains each time, and you know, you don't build up that power drain all the time. So. Lefty popping in saying, yo, what's good, Lefty? How's it going, bud? Hope you're doing well. Happy Friday. What is good? What is new? What is going on, everybody? Alright, so next up, let's throw up Phoenix. Let's throw up this guy, and let's throw up this guy. Do that, punchy, punchy. So I'm not gonna lie, I was really hoping at some point, sometime between Christmas holiday or New Year's, that they would wind up sending out rink down tickets for people. Because in years past, they did wind up sending out one rink down ticket per rarity level around the end of the year, right? So you could get like a 6-star rink down ticket, you could get a 5-star rink down ticket, you could get a 4-star rink down ticket. Just, you know, just because it's the one end of year kind of gift. I don't think that's the right word, but one opportunity, right? So it's not something you can capitalize on, really like milk, but at the same time too, it'd be a nice something because, you know, champions change, you get better versions of characters that you want to rank up instead. You rank somebody up and then you realize you don't like them as much. And it's like, it's nice. It's nice to have that opportunity to get your resources back, just because, you know, Lordy knows, it's so, it can be so hard to get some of those bigger tiered rank up materials, right? But it doesn't look like it's this year. Does not look like it this year. Superman stopping in saying, "Sup? What's good, Superman? How's it going, bud? Happy Friday. Hope you're doing well. Happy New Year's as well. Hope your holiday was a good one." Boink. And there we go. So that is win 14. One more to get the infinite streak officially. And then it's just off to the races. So do throw up Gilly, throw up throw up that. Awesome. For a split second I had a complete brain fart on Omega Red. Why is that? It's probably not a good sign. Probably not a good sign. Also, while I think of it, guys, I don't think there's been a live stream since they, like an arena grinding live stream since they announced that it was Strife and Jubilee next month. So I don't think we had a chance to talk about it much, but how are you guys feeling about two mutants starting off January? My contention is that I'm excited for the characters. I'm always excited for new characters with new kits that can do new and interesting things regardless of who they are or what class, right? Just so long as they're fun, so long as they're interesting. So in that regard, I am very much looking forward to Strife. I'm very much looking to Jubilee, and more importantly, looking forward to what it is that they actually do, right? But at the same time, it's like, the mutant class is just so overwhelmingly broken in the best possible ways already. But, I mean, with Professor X and Omega as like the new mutants most recently, right? With both Magnetos getting a buff, with Cable getting a buff, with Wolverine as a 5-star showing up in game. That's a lot of mutants, man. Especially since there haven't been And this, more so than that, since there haven't been any new skill champs or tech champs since about March of last year, I'm excited for the new characters. I just would have rather liked to have seen somebody different. And then maybe Strife Jubilee for February, perhaps. But I think that's just me. I think that's just me. I'm excited for them both. It's my final verdict. I'm excited for them both. But those tech and skill champs would be nice. Slider saying I'm really wanting some more classic characters like Blizzard, Sandman, and Hammerhead. 100% agree. Just throw some more Spider-Man villains our way. I would be very happy with that. Hopefully, right? Hopefully. I don't mind, just wish we won't get what happened last year with Tech. Yeah, and that's the thing too, because it isn't unique to last year, right? It was Tech. Tech was the class I wound up getting hosed last year, right? But in years previous, it's been Mystic. You know, there was like a dry spell of almost a year for Mystic characters, and before that, it was the same thing with Science. It was just completely dry for Science characters. And each time, you know, for each of those different classes, they were like, oh yeah, you know, we'll do it differently, we'll learn from that or whatever. And yet, here we are. Not sure why they keep pushing mutants with Professor X and APOC. I would think they would want to take it slow with more mutants. Logically, that was, I mean, I completely agree with that. Usually what they wind up doing is once they introduce like an OP broken character, they usually wind up starting to introduce some counters to said character, right? So like Dr. Doom comes out and you get Magneto, who, you know, nerfs metal champions as well as shock immune champs that they released after that. You know, there's some better hard counters to Dr. Doom. Same with Corvus, right? And as many different True Strike characters and nodes that there are now to counter Quake. Armor break champs countering Ghost. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff, a bunch of counters, and just, I don't know, maybe February is going to be different with that, but yeah, mutants are just gloriously so, wonderfully so, completely broken in the best possible way. But there should be some balance. Did anyone confirm the Odin prediction? By the way, Rich described it. I thought it could also be Beta Ray Bill, unless I missed something. No one's confirmed anything yet. I think the easy, obvious choice is that it could be Odin, just because all the other different Thor characters are going to, you know, the big question mark square. So if it's not Odin, it's either going to be like, you could say it's like Stormbreaker Thor. You could say it's King Thor, perhaps. Something like that. But Beta Ray Bill also could be a really solid choice. We'll see. We'll see. They have in the past moved some stuff around. Sometime comes summer, right? So you've got the release that they did right now, saying like, hey, this is what to expect for 2021. But then come like July, it's like, yeah, we got that, but we just moved a couple pieces around, you know. So we'll see. We'll see. Either which way, I'm excited. It looks like there's going to be a couple of different MCOC champions this year as well. Somebody from the Black Panther family, I guess, as well as from Team Iron Man. So whether that's going to wind up being like, I don't know, Shuri for Black Panther, and I don't know, Ironheart or somebody from Team Iron Man or what, but Storm Pyramid X and Sorcerer Supreme are just two amazing characters. So if they do the next two like that, then Yes, please. Yes, please. Changing tags as a silent blade nerf. Yeah. It's not a villain, it's a mercenary. Big difference, right? Man Falcon stopping by. What's up, Man Falcon? Happy New Year, Rob. Hope 2021 is good to us all. Happy New Year to everybody else. Amen to that. Whatever your version of good is, whether it's, hey, you know, the new job opportunity that I've been working towards popped up, right? Or like I have a health or fitness goal that I'm working at, or like a goal with either friends or family or relationships, right? Whatever it is for you that, you know, you've been working towards and you're hoping to find in this year, good Lord. We've all kind of earned that. Or at least deserve a better shot, better crack at it this year, right, than last year. I sure think so. Issa says, there are 6 classes, 12 months, 2 champions a month. That's 24 champs a year, so there should be an equal split between all classes. Yeah, or at least some fair representation. Right? Some fair representation. Just to keep the balance up. And then AC, no. I think last year was the only year where everybody was pretty fairly well represented. 2019, I mean. Not last year, 2019. It's gonna take me a minute to get used to that, guys. It's gonna take me a minute. But 2019 was pretty fair, well balanced. A little heavy for science, but fairly well balanced. 2020, obviously, tech got the raw end of the deal. Skill too a little bit, but tech more so. Let's see what the deal is this year. Or if you're talking about the there being 1 champ in December. Either which one. Fortunately, he's still decoy. So that helps me a little bit. We're just not doing well for these intercepts. King Loki. That would be fun. That would be silly, but that would be fun. Falcon says, what a day I've had. Cav EQ 100%. Variant 6 initial clear. Get out. Variant 6 initial clear, which gave me a Mystic 4-5 gem, so Claire is rank 5-2. That is a solid day, bud. Congrats, Falcon. Congrats. Lewis says, Rob, I followed your advice and took my Storm X to 565. I know she counters Masochism. Any other pointers to consider, as I know you love the champ? You got 565 APOC, so she can be used as a horseman. So any nodes where you need X amount of buffs on you to deal damage, I forget specifically what the node is, like the name of the node, but nodes where you need a certain amount of buffs on yourself, she's great for that. Was it not thermostat, because that's a separate node, but shifting immunities between Incinerate and Cold Snap, She's great for that because she can counter the cold snap one. Anybody that has like a high evasion, she's great for it again because of the cold snap. She's got great shock immunity, so for like going up against Dr. Doom fights, if you just switch to her Lightning Tempest, then she's shock immune, and then that's just a huge counter to Dr. Doom. What is it? A Mighty Charge, right? Where the opponent is dashing at you and they're unstoppable. If you can counter that really easily by throwing her special one. Granted, you still have to work up to the special one, so you still got to play around it and be a little bit clever with it. But because she has a passive slow for her special, then you can just dash back as the opponent is dashing at you, throw the special one. They're slowed, and it just ignores that unstoppable. So that's handy too. That's handy too. Big congrats though on the rank up. Big congrats on the rank up. I do not think you'll be disappointed. She's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Buffed up. Thank you, AC. Yes. Evie popping in. What's good, Evie? Hope you're doing well. Happy New Year. Good to see you. Saying, yo, what's good, Mr. Rob? From the Vaughn to the shoe. From the ceiling to the floor. What's good, Ace? What's good, bud? What's good? And I'm sorry, I called you AC. Howdy to all of you. But you especially, Evie. How's it going? Falcon says, who'd you use against Electro in Variant 6? Are you talking about Electro or Electro Luke? I think Electro, right? Either which way, Namor always does wonders. A max, or close to max Namor. Just throw all that nonsense back at him. What a saucy 6-star roster, my guy. Dang. To be me must be nice. Well, I've been very fortunate. I've been very, very lucky and very, very fortunate. I can't take credit for most any of that. It's all just stupid, stupid good luck. Thank you, though. Thank you. Appreciate it. I am very, very, very happy. Very happy. We were talking about New Year's resolutions, right? And that is probably my biggest one for the game here, at least, is to, I don't say learn to be content, but to enjoy what I have, you know? So much of this game is always working towards the next thing, right? Working towards the next rank up, working towards the next featured character, working towards the next grind, whatever it is, right? We're always working towards something. And I was joking about this on Discord a little bit earlier, right? It's like, you know, if you just stop to play a character, right? And by the time you finally figure out a character, a new character or whomever, right? You finally get a chance to play around with them and get them figured out, right? By the time it takes you to do that, like, they've introduced 3 more characters in the game. So it's like a never-ending cycle of just, again, chasing the next champ. So my goal for this year is to actually take I don't want to say take a step back, because I'm still going to be, you know, playing the game and pushing for grinds and champs and whatnot. But also just, you know, play champs for fun, you know? Not always pushing EQ and everything as hard, I suppose. Just, you know, to go in and replay some paths just with new champs, just for fun. AC, there is that, but, and I do say this with a very strong but, nowhere near what you may suspect. Nowhere near where you may suspect. So I mean, that's the thing. That's the thing. Like, it's really tough because I'm not gonna throw other YouTubers under the bus or judge or any of that because, you know, it's their business. It's none of my business, right? But at the same time, too, there's, you know, when you always watch the crystal opening, right, where, you know, people pop 30, 20, 30, 40 featured calves, right, and get nothing, you know, once, twice, repeatedly, several times a week. That adds up, that it's a realistic way. That's how it goes most of the time. But I can only chalk up my success to just stupid luck. It's just stupid luck. Very, very fortunate. Thank you, kind, for a kind welcome, sir, says Kiwi. Keeping the grind alive at sea, and above all else, having Elsa on a pedestal is true loyalty right there. Saw her up there on that roster of yours. Oh yeah, amen to that. Amen to that. She is still my favorite champ to play. So there's a lot of other different profile picks out there, and some cool ones that pop up in the store every now and again. But no, I definitely want to keep repping Elsa up there at the top. Got great advice after a few months of playing randomly, not knowing what I was doing. This is a marathon, not a sprint. Be patient. Oh, yes. 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 100% yes. I see on Reddit every now and again people who've been playing for like 2 weeks, or like, who are just either just pulling their first handful of 4 stars or possibly working towards their first 5-star, right? They're saying like, hey, you know, I just pulled this champ. I'm gonna quit. This is awful. This isn't fun. I'm like, well, first of all, just because your first champ wasn't Ghost doesn't mean that Colossus is trash, right? The other bit is that again, like you just said, it's a marathon, not a sprint. So you gotta like, it's really good advice to consider the game in terms of like, you know, like quarters, right? So like by the end of this quarter, I hope to be here, you know, have this champion ranked up, or be able to compete at such and such a level, as opposed to like, all right, so I'm gonna play an hour today, I'm gonna play a couple hours tomorrow, and then by Saturday I hope to have a 6-star rank 2 character. It's not that kind of game. If you ever get into one of them community challenges, hope you make her fun to go against. Yeah. Oh, here's the hoping, right? That'd be really cool. That'd be really cool. I would do my best to make her fun and interesting to go up against. Because you can do a lot of stuff, just because Elsa does a lot of stuff, so there would be interesting ways to counter that, right? Yeah, I would have to think on that. I would really have to think on that, but it would be very cool to be asked. All right, AC, take care, bud. Thank you muchly. Get some Z's, bud, and we'll catch you later. Yeah, exactly, Time Twin. Exactly. And it's a really rough way to look at it too, but it's like, would I rather open up 50 featured calves, or would I rather get a brand new PlayStation 5? If if, and then everybody's situation is different, if that is something where it's just like, yeah, okay, well, why not both? Good on you. But definitely, I think that would give most people pause. That could give most people pause. But again, you do you. Whatever it is that you choose to do out there, have at it. Have at it. It's your game. Play it the way you want to play it. I'm certainly not gonna look down at you no matter which way you go. So, PP stopping by saying happy shoe year. Well, much appreciated. You are the first person to use that pun, PP, so much appreciated, and a happy shoe year to you too, bud. And a happy Friday. What's good? Lewis says, does Elsa need to be awakened? No, she does not. Which is a very cool thing about her. She does not need to be awakened to be good. You could take an Elsa up to rank 5 unawakened. You can take Elsa up to rank 2 or rank 3 as a 6-star unawakened. Only thing, and I say the only thing like it's like the only thing, but the thing that her awaken ability does is that gives her a big damage boost against science champs for 1, XL and large champions for 2, and then final node champions for 3. So if it's like a like an OG Hulk as the final boss, she's gonna have 3 different attack boosts against them. Does not need it though. Does not need it. It's just a very nice thing to have. That was beautiful. I see what you did there. Appreciate it, Jacob. I appreciate the puns. For reals, educate us. What nodes and champs does she counter? Elsa or Storm? Getting into Elsa talk is dangerous territory, everybody. I am very prone to ramble about Elsa. I thought it was stupendous. I'm gonna need to remember that one, PP. Please don't clog the chat with shoe puns. I've had all I can sandal. Well, champs, Elsa is pretty straightforward, right? Anybody that, if she's awakened, right? So anybody, again, that's a science champ, she's got natural pass advantage, which is great. Anybody who is a large, extra large champ, she gets a damage boost against, which is also great. Anybody who evades, she's great against. Anyone who is susceptible to incinerate and or cold snap, she can do very well against. Again, buffed up, she's got a bunch of buffs, which is great. That's just so not fair. That fight, that's just so not fair. And the nice thing too about Elsa, she is, I will say, Elsa is not very damage mastery friendly. She benefits from having double edge turned on, right? Because she can proc the degen on opponents, on non-mutant opponents, which can do a heck of a lot of damage. She's fantastic for speed runs in that regard because she starts the fight proccing that degen on everybody, and that just speeds things up immensely. However, her optimal rotation involves throwing a lot of special 1s and special 2s, so the recoil would, under best circumstances, get to be problematic. There are rotations and there are ways to play her without throwing special 1s and special 2s, but it's slower and her damage output is not nearly as impressive as it would be if you could. So that's kind of a workaround. I'm not gonna say it's a downside because some champs, you know, Daredevil, are completely useless, with damage masteries. It's not ideal, but very workable still. And the nice thing too, another nice thing for Elsa, is that she's got like a whatchamacallit. She can get a really big ramp up if you throw special 3s into the mix as well, right? So throw a special 3, throw a special 1, and then cycle your different cartridges, right? That way you can keep the different cruelties up. You can do a lot of extra damage on top of that, and it's great for sustainability for longer fights. Short fights, yeah, just throw a couple special 1s and a special 2, and people just melt. Long fights, throw a special 3 and then dance around 1 and 2, and you're gonna be doing even more damage and just have a really good time. Yeah, there's just a lot of different things and ways to play and work around her, right? That's not even including that passive evade that she gets, right? Which is great for again, champions that are either unstoppable or like invade nodes, right? Where like if you get clipped or you make a mistake and you aren't able to dex back in time, if you parry while that evade is active, right? She's not going to take the invade damage, and instead gives you another chance to try again. So, a lot of cool stuff. She's just an amazing, fantastic utility workhorse with the damage to back it up. I'm telling you guys, it's dangerous. I can just ramble on about all things Elsa, like for an entire live stream. And I'm not kidding, Storm Pyramid X is going to be that way pretty soon too. It's already dangerous, but it's going to be there as well. Because she's just so cool. She's just so cool. Roberto popping in, saying, "Hello, Rob. What's good, Roberto? How's it going? Happy Friday and a happy New Year's Day to you too, bud." Evie says, "So, she is stupidly underrated. Glanced her abilities, but never really used her, maybe once or twice in Arena. Very, very much underrated. Very, very much underrated. There's just a lot of things that she can do and counter just to keep things... oh, this is going to be a tough fight. And a lot of different annoying things to work around too. Armand popping in. What's good, Armand? I will read yours. Chat in just a minute. But this fight here, I should probably pay a little bit closer attention to. Parry that just in case my evade fails, because he's got the evade nonsense. Cool. Saying Happy New Year. Cheers, Armand. I was playing games with my friends. That is a very good way to spend it. Very good way to spend it. I gotta look up. I'm sure that there's some place online to play Catan online with friends. Because I just had such a hankering to play. Me and some of my close friends, we used to play a lot, right? Obviously before 2020. And it's been practically all year since we got to play. So it would be nice. I should probably just look it up to find like an online way to play. Seeing as how it's still probably going to be a little bit before we can all get together and play again in person. Mordo. I love Mordo. I'm so glad I took him up. PP says, fun fact, Elsa's shoes are made by the elves in Rob's attic. And they're compensated very well for it, I might add. Very unique, kind of reminds me of Stealth Spidey's utility. Interesting. Thanks for the insight for us that don't use her. Oh, you got it. Anytime. Anytime. Really, and if you guys have any other questions, comments, concerns about Elsa, I would be happy to answer them. Anytime. Pee-Pee says, do you remember the Pee-Wee Herman show? When the magic word was said and everyone half celebrated and freaked out, you needed an animated overlay to go off whenever Elsa is mentioned? Yeah. They did something like that for, oh, what was it? Like way back. Classic TV. I was going to say the Marx Bros, maybe. Or at least 50s television, right? If there's like the hidden or secret word, the Knight's special word, whatever, that would just go unmentioned. And if someone wound up mentioning it over the course of the show, then exactly that same sort of reaction where it's like, ah, you said it, ta-da, ta-da. Something like that. Pee-wee wound up making a small comeback with something else, right? I think he was a character in a popular show recently. Or at least made a guest spot. But yeah, I mean, the dude did his time. He's back out and living his life again. Pee-wee also had a quick comeback on, was it MTV or something, right? Like a new edition of the Pee-wee's Playhouse. I vaguely remember. Bash says, Rob, do you have any tips on someone that's about to do Stubborn for the first time? Practice up. Where specifically are you looking at it? Or AQ, you mean? Because if it's AQ, bring another defensive champion. That would help out. I think that'd be your best bet, right? So you're gonna wind up going up against a lot of, say like Iron Man Infinity War. He's popular. Or Thing is popular. Or Vision Arcus, who's defensive for whatever reason. You're gonna see a lot of them. So bringing another defensive champion in there, like Void, like Thing, like Doctor Doom, and the litany of other champions like that is going to be immensely helpful. That way, just by parrying the opponent, it winds up countering the Stubborn. It's not a debuff, the Stubborn node, I guess. And then you can just wind up playing normally. Otherwise, if you don't either don't have those champions or aren't able to bring them because either your better champions are on defense, they're tied up elsewhere for AQ, whatever, right? Going up against a defensive opponent without being a defensive champion, best strat is to probably... Oh, here, let me... Nick, it probably isn't the best bet. Well, actually, it is. So let's just pretend that Nick Fury here is a Stubborn defender, right? Stubborn procs when you evade an attack from the defender, right? So best idea here, in order to get yourself that little bit of real estate that you would need by evading normally, you need to play like this, right? So parry once they're stunned, then dex back. Right? Or like instead of doing a 5-hit combo and then having to evade because you're too close, like go in, do a 4-hit combo, and then back off, right? That still gives you that little bit extra breathing space in between you and the opponent you would have gotten otherwise by evading, just without evading. You're not going to want to bring someone who's super squishy, like, I mean, Gilly 99 is squishy, Wasp is squishy. There's a number of squishy champions. Those would not be good, or ideal, I should say, to use against a stubborn opponent. Mainly because you're going to be taking a lot of block damage, especially if they're stun immune, right? So if you either have a synergy to boost your block proficiency, if you can fit a Guardian on your team, that's going to help out immensely well, or just like a tanky defender in the first place, that's going to help as well. Beardo's a good option because Beardo has a very high block proficiency. So yeah, Beardo would be a good option. Again, just always mind your spacing. You know, do the 4-hit combos, then dex back, parry, then dex back. Or at the very least, you know, proc the stubborn and then just let them hit into your block to knock the stubborn off. It's probably the best advice that I could give right now. But I mean, like with anything, it just requires a little bit of practice too. But you got it. You got it. It's a slight rotation to get used to, but it's very easy to get used to. And good luck. Kibram should really have had another event for these last few days since most people are done with the content they wanted to finish, like a New Year's Events of Pain. Yeah, or like how most of the arenas here for the last month and a half have been wishy-washy arenas that no one really is interested in. Like, you know, we got Luke Cage this week, we had Spider-Gwen last week, we had, what was it, Daredevil the week before that, Spider-Ham, which was interesting, and then, who was a meme character before that. It's like, I get a lot of people don't like Arena, but, I mean, I would hazard a guess and say most people are not looking for a Luke Cage to add to their roster. Because by this point, I think most people have a Luke Cage as a 4-star at least, or possibly probably a 5-star. And even though he's super easy to get, if you can put up 30 million points, you got yourself one. It's just like, do I really want to? As opposed to, this is a character I need to have. Especially since they aren't doing like the 2020 throwback arena like they usually do. That's the part I was most bummed out about. They've been doing that a bunch in years past. It's like, hey, it's the end of the year. We're going to have an arena. You can get a crystal that has a 5-star version of a 2020 champion. Go for it. But not this year, apparently. Shana stopping in saying, what up, Rob? What's good, Shana? How you doing, bud? Happy Friday. Hope everything is going well here with you. And Happy New Year's Day, too. You know what's really surprising, and I'm probably going to wind up jinxing myself, but it's very surprising that there has not been a crash to desktop here yet. Because usually with this current update, right, it usually crashes somewhere in the hour 10 mark. Sometimes it's hour 9, sometimes it's hour 12. Right now we're sitting at an hour 15, and nothing yet, which means it's probably going to fail pretty quick. But still. Beardo has a very high one, yes. I don't think he has the highest anymore, but it's one of the highest. Provided that you parry. Shauna saying, Happy New Year's to you too. Also pulled a 5-star Guardian. Very cool. That's awesome. That is awesome. An amazing character. Especially my dude. Thank you. Cheers time popping in saying Happy New Year. Well, Happy New Year to you too. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And Design saying what up? Happy New Year. And I am hung over. There's a lot of that going around. There's a lot of that going on. I swear, if I didn't, like, hydrate before I knocked out last night, this morning would have been pretty awful, I'm not gonna lie. But, a little bit of water, a little bit of Advil, some Gatorade for those electrolytes. Feel better soon, bud. Feel better soon. Just means he had a good night last night, is all. Spacing. I'm just wasting my time on this just because I want the big razzle dazzle. Not the easiest way to do an arena fight, but I want the razzle dazzle. Come on. Any character rank up suggestions? I'm going for uncollected on 522. Yeah, of course. Where are some of the options you're looking at? I think a lot of people are in a similar state to Designs. Yes. Yes. Yep. 100%. That's the thing, though, too. I've lost my the same tolerance I used to have. I used to have a really solid tolerance, but not so much anymore. Like, I remember this used to be easier. Gotta get better with read. Getting there. Not there yet. People says, Rob, when is 7.1? If it's for me, I already did it. I did that a few days ago. AC coming back saying Power Shield is easy. I say one thing when people go for uncollected. There you go. Solid advice. If you struggle on Power Shield or Life Transfer, you're not ready to become uncollected. Also good advice. It's a pretty straightforward node. You just need to be aggressive and know how to play around it. But it's very doable, and it's very easy and doable to come away with more health than you started a fight with. But, yeah, I mean, he's not wrong. Hair of Dog is always a great cure. Yeah, I mean, if you get a brew going, a witch's brew. Just like toil over a cauldron once it bubbles. And for a little bit of toil and a little bit of trouble, your cauldron will bubble and your fire will burn. I know that switch, but that's the idea. B vitamins and citrus are best. That works. For me, it always wound up being if pre-gaming with Gatorade didn't work, and post-gaming with Gatorade before knocking out didn't work, then like going out to Denny's and having like a big old like half greasy breakfast or fast food, that always wound up doing the trick for me. And then, I mean, then the obvious stuff, just like ingest a small lake's worth of water. But speaking of which, cheers, everybody. Sorry, I meant 7-2. If I had a hazard a guess, I'd say probably late spring, early summer. So maybe like start looking for it like March, late March, mid-April perhaps. I don't know, I would not mind just like letting this one ride for a little minute. I need to practice up on a lot of stuff, go for another Legends run for 7-2. I'm not feeling confident about 7-1, but hey, we'll see. We'll see. I seriously doubt it. I would very much like for it to work out, especially since it's top 100, but I'm not holding my breath at all. At all. But, again, there's always 7-2 and try again. Give me that 6-star diaper man. Uh-oh. Boop, boop, boop. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. That works. Notice that when I eat while I'm drinking, I don't feel tipsy till after the third drink. Yeah, well, yeah, because you got a little something in your stomach to balance it out. True story, yo. Hobbit stopping by saying, "Hey, what's good, Hobbit? Happy Friday. Good to see you, bud. And a Happy New Year, too." Kebabs at 3 a.m. are a good prevention. Yeah. If you can find good kebabs at that hour, you are very well set. Shada says, Magic, Beardo, Venom the Duck, Gilly 99, Punisher 99, Nick Fury, and Omega. So out of that, Beardo and Omega are probably your best bets, with Nick Fury probably coming in third. But those three are going to put in so much work for you. So much work. Nice. The old vodka in the water bottle trick. I see you. Man, if I had like this much like full of vodka, I'd either need to be like permanently hooked up to a dialysis machine or like whisked away to like an emergency session of AA or something. That would not be good. That would not be good. My poor liver. Also, Gambit, Hood, and Iceman. Still sticking with the first three. Beardo, Omega, and Nick. Just depends. Just depends, because Nick is going to come in handy a lot too for Abyss and some of the other end game content, whereas the other two don't have the damage output to keep up. But I would still say probably Beardo first, Omega second, Nick third. Beardo for defense, Omega for offense, and then Nick for just dot damage. And Nick too, if you know how to play Nick. If you do not know how to play Nick, then probably learn how to play Nick first and then rank him up. It's good when Hobbit's here. It takes the stream to a whole new level. Da 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 da. Or change your name to Lemmy. Yeah, Lemmy. That was that 2020 or was that 2019? I want to say that was 2019. But I have such bad time relativeness for 2020. That whole year was just so weird. Not weird as in like in a dismissive sort of way, or stating the obvious. It's just like I had never been in a position to completely not be able to place events during the year in an accurate timeline. It's like usually in years previous, it's like, oh yeah, well January was this, 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 February was this, 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 then March happened this, this, this. But last year, it's like, I remember the things that happened, I just couldn't tell you the order that they happened in. That's weird. It started bad and then just went downhill from there. $2015, Jesus, get out of here, dude. Fudge, man. 5 years? So, you know what I just said about being able to place things accurately on the timeline? Just casually disregard. We'll just pretend that bit's just, I just never said that. And then immediately ate my words. Whoops. So doing pretty good here so far. I almost had 4.5 million points and got, what, halfway through the 6-star roster so far? Stop it. Stop it. I don't want to do any of those things. Just scrub. Oh boy. I just ate food and stayed up till midnight on New Year's while half my family members were getting plastered. I mean, that sounds like a good way to spend the evening. I'm still thinking about them wings from last night. I love chicken wings. I never used to up until recently. Like, we never had wings growing up. And surprisingly, I never had wings much in college. Pizza, aplenty. Tacos and burritos, aplenty. Wings, not so much. It wasn't until a few years ago I started having wings, and I'm like, I have been missing out. And then quickly realizing how many places serve wings, and how many of those places that serve wings serve really not great wings. And then finding the shining beacon on that hill, the random places where it's like, these are amazing. And then just giving them copious amounts of my money. We're gonna chalk up your timeline discrepancy to post New Year's seediness. Okay. Yes, 100%. It's the residual hangover from last night. Definitely. Maybe affected by the snap. Yeah, because that was 5 years, 6 years. I forget. Endgame. I'm due for another Endgame rewatch. It's been a sufficient amount of months where I have forgotten some of the fine details. Or I can go back and rewatch and enjoy it all over again. For different reasons. That's the thing. For different reasons. Always like going back and rewatching movies and discovering something new or different or having a different understanding and appreciation for it. Right? I've talked at length, ad nauseum, about The Incredibles being that way for me. I've seen that movie hundreds of times. And that's really it's slight hyperbole, but not by much. Not by much. Oh, there we go. Crash number 1 at the hour, what is this? Hour 30 mark? That's not bad, beating the odds. But Baby Sham stopping by saying, Happy New Year, my friend. Wishing many blessings. Thank you, Shermoy. Thank you very much. You the same. You the same. That's good to see you, too. Happy Friday. And he says, when will they start giving out the Legend titles? I don't think until second or third week in January, because I think the cutoff is the 6th or the 7th. I was actually curious about that. Let me look it up. So probably, again, hoping that they do their due diligence and check everybody's time to get rid of the bots and cheaters. So let's see. There we go. Do they have a date? January 8th is the last date. So we've got another week still. So then I would say probably by the end of January at the latest. But yeah, also this is when they have the Mythic title, which is like Legends 2.0 for the top 5 people. You get half of a Tier 5C selector, which is cool. 10 6-star plus 5 stones, which is nice, but and then a Diaper Man. Everybody else, and this is the one I'm going for, is a 25 selector, which is awesome. 4 plus 5 6 stones, which whatever, and Diaper Man. Diaper Man being, again, really what I'm going for. We'll see. Again, not holding my breath. Not holding my breath, but it would be cool. I just gotta get better. Better planning, better gameplay, better everything. That's what the rank up video I got coming out next week is focusing on. Just ranking up champions that really would have helped. And hopefully will help better next time too. So we'll see. Alright, Guardian. Oh, well. Zappy zap. Down he goes. Most chicken wings in fast food places aren't really actually chicken wings. It's kind of funny. They're most likely chicken nuggets that just shape differently. People don't like bones. Yeah, well, yes. That's the thing. Okay. I should specify. Not like going and getting like those ones. Like actually like bone-in chicken wings are the ones that I'm talking about. But even still, either they're overcooked and they're dry, or they're just chewy and just not cooked well, and the sauce is more like just like thrown on as opposed to actually like taken care of. That's kind of where I'm coming from. AC just got enough 6 Star Shards to fully form a crystal. Very nice. Ain't opening it, though. I'm going to be trying to hold off crystal openings for the longest time if I possibly can. Oh, well, there you go. Good luck. May the odds be ever in your favor. Let's do that. Holding off, that's the hardest part. Holding off. Because it's like you wanna try your luck, you wanna go for it, you wanna hope to get lucky. But then it's just sitting there in your roster, in your crystal stash. You can't touch it, you can't do anything with it, it's just like, gotta wait. It's rough. Like, I got almost 3 featured 6 stars starting to burn a hole in my pocket, but I don't know. The last 3 I opened up were 26 on Elsa, which was okay, 26 on Cable, and a Punisher Awakening. And it's like, that's not what I'm going for. And give me someone new at the very least. Killmonger, I love a Killmonger. Or waking up Mr. Fantastic would also be very good. Let alone I-Hulk or Red Goblin or APOC. Something like that. Something like that. Yeah, Easy's going for that Guardian. And I wish you the best of luck with that. Hopefully one of these days they're going to introduce a dual class 6-star crystal. Very nice. I mean, they introduced the 5-star, and then like a month later, like, hey, we should probably do the 4-star too. And I'm like, hey, that's cool, but how about the 6-star? Always something. Do that. And do that. Speaking of Punisher, let's see. Let's see what this clan can do. Rank 3 Vulture already. Well, you know, I gotta get the Tech Tier 5 CC first. And then I got my Howard the Duck to rank up first, so after that, then we'll see about Vulture. OG Gilly, I think, could use a 2021 tune-up. She's a good champion, and her synergies are absolutely amazing. Synergies are absolutely amazing. Standard kit by itself, though, is rough. In my opinion. I'm not going to knock AC for liking Gilly. Definitely not going to knock him. Gilly's a good champ. I think everyone getting a little bit of a tune-up is always a plus. Pew, 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 pew. That is a pretty gnarly special 3, no doubt. That is a gnarly special 3. don't know, no one's been able to test ramped up Proxima damage potential. Yeah, and Storm Pyramid X as well. Because I would put Storm X in the same category as Proxima now for big, crazy, massive special damage. I keep saying they need to add like a test dummy or a punching bag. Sandbag like in Smash Bros. Where you could just, you know, take him out for a spin and wreck for a bit. You could program them to either be passive or aggressive or whatever. But just practice, right? Because there's no practice mode in the game. Yeah, you gotta do everything live, and that's so dumb. I just noticed this is freaking Nick and Judy 5. My nemesis. One of my nemesis. Nemesis? Nemesis? One of those. Sounds like a job for MSD. Odd. MSD's got enough on his plate already. Soloing people with She-Hulk. Like a crazy person. Fun fact though, She-Hulk's getting one of my Act 6 3 to 4 gems. Just because of MSD. I blame him squarely for that. Once fully ranked up, everything KOs after a Proxima Special 3. You don't even see a number. Just Special 2 itself is crazy. Yeah. I tell you though, I should give Proxima another go. I kind of gave up on Proxima just because I was awful with intercepting. And I still am questionable at intercepting. And that's the kicker right there. Stiltman should be the punching bag. Either that or like Blob. Just sits there and takes it just because. Like it's nothing. Tap. I wouldn't be mad if I wound up pulling another Ronin out of featured either. That way at least the 6-star version gets woken up. Like I'm still gonna would rank up my 5-star Ronin over the 6-star version even if the 6-star version is awakened. Just for the Sig Stones. Purely for the Sig Stones. Like it'd be nice to have an awakened Ronin for the long game. But short term at least. 5-star version still. You know what's really freaky? Actually I shouldn't say, never mind. Never mind. She-Hulk was great for Scarlet Witch, Spider-Gwen combo in Act 7. Yeah, well yeah, that and anybody who unstoppables. Just that slow that she gets is just so useful. And then you get crazy people like Panda Man Pete taking up, was it Pete? May not have been Pete. Karate Mike, I think, actually, never mind. That take 6-star She-Hulk up to rank 3. I'm like, hey, you do you, boo, you do you. She does one thing and she does one thing very well, so to have that as a ranked up character ready to go whenever the opportunity presents itself. I get that. I get that. Those are usually the best kind of rank ups. How many more do we got, guys? How many more do we got? So many cosmics. We got a few. We got a few. Oh, man. Like, on one side, this is great. Like, if I had the time to just, like, sit down, like, 3-4 times over the 3 days and just run through the entire 6-star roster and the entire ranked up 5-star roster, yeah, you could get to that 30 million points, no problem. But we'll see. Hopefully, if they wind up coming out with some fun featured champs again, definitely could put that roster to use. Well, plus though, with She-Hulk as well, they wound up revamping her synergies a little bit with the Daredevil buff. Just a little bit. Like, she still has that synergy with Luke Cage and Iron Fist, which is like baby Guardian synergy right there. It's like, yeah, Guardian gives you like 1,000 block proficiency. She-Hulk and Luke Cage gives you like 15%, maybe, or like 100 block proficiency. It's adorable. It's something, but it's adorable. Armand says, is arena grinding worth it? Yes. Yep, I can say that without a doubt. Yes, arena grinding is worth it. Caveat to that though is that arena grinding is best suited to do while you are doing something else. So if you've got a podcast to catch up on, if you've got Netflix or TV shows to catch up on, or YouTubing to catch up on, that is when you want to do arena grinding. But arena grinding is great because it's the best way to get gold and units for rank ups, right? You get so much gold that way. And really, it's the easiest, fastest, best way to do it. Well, not fastest. Where you don't have to spend any money. Obviously, if you can spend money, then everything in the game is easy. You just throw money at it. But for the rest of us, no, arena grinding's the way to go. I like the She-Hulk synergy with Sorcerer Supreme. There you go. PB, do not spoil that for me. I have not seen it yet. Melted. Melted. White Widow's crazy like that. Melted. Boink. Boink. Would be cool to wake up Vision. Yeah, because and then also, Shimmer, you could also pair her up with Black Widow and OG Hulk too for increased stun duration elsewise or elsewhere. Just get some crazy long stun timers. Speaking of which, Wednesday is the is when we can just spoil the heck out of Mandalorian. Until then, you know, playing it close to the vest, but Wednesday. sufficient time has passed when we can talk about it at that point. And what that means going forward in the future for the series. And the litany of other things that they've announced, too. So many things. Armand says, did you get a Daredevil 8 Hell's Kitchen? I got one out of Arena. I didn't the second time, but I wasn't going for him second time. Actually, no, I take it back. I didn't get him either which time. Because mine is Max Sig. So I wouldn't have gotten anything for it either which way, but I did get 1 to 5% both times. And that's the thing about pulling the feature champ. If you got a maxed out, you don't get a max sig crystal. You just get the standard 400 6-star shards, and then instead of a full dupe's worth, it's like 100 6-star shards on top of that for the dupe, instead of the 275 you usually get. But no max sigs, unfortunately. That would be too nice. They're like, we can't hand out that many 6-star shards. That's crazy. It's crazy talk. Fun character. I still gotta work on his rotation. Because it's in there. His rotation is in there. I just need to crack it. Crack the code. Zappy zap, zappy zap, zappy zap. The reason being for that, Armand, is that they were saying, like, way back when, way back when, I can't even remember how many years ago it was, years ago, that the idea there is that they didn't want people with stacked rosters grinding for featured champions and save the spots for people who don't have them or don't have them maxed. And I get that, and I respect that. But in any case, that's the reason why. A small attempt to balance the game. Get out of here, old man. Get out of here. Alright guys, I'm thinking we got time for this and probably one more round. Start thinking about wrapping things up for tonight at least. But we've got more adventures here coming up later on. Getting punched in the face though with a Colossus in the meantime though. It's not ideal. Not the best case scenario, I'm not gonna lie. Still do love that he Naruto runs into you. Arms all outstretched, like that's gonna do anything. Come on, my dude. Awesome, awesome. Shauna says finished 522. Very nice. Very nice. Big congrats. You gonna be jumping over to 523 or take a step back for a minute? Get out of your roll. Shauna, I don't know off the top of my head. I don't remember 523 very well off the top of my head. But scout it out. Usually there's the easy path that they like to throw at us with a fewer amount of nodes. Friggin' Howard the Duck. There we go. Alrighty, so here's the plan. Let's go say howdy to Yeet. Yeet is attempting to do some Abyss with Quake, and wish him the best of luck with that. So there's the link, and be going under the handle #RobVonRaid. I'm gonna be stopping in real quick, saying howdy, and hope to see you guys there. But in the meantime, that is going to do it for tonight, everybody. I want to thank you all for watching, hanging out here the last couple hours, and starting the new year off on a high note by punching some dudes in the face in Arena. So, cheers, everybody. Lovely. If you haven't already, if you kind of like the video, subscribe to the channel, all that stuff does help me out immensely, helps the channel grow, and I do appreciate that very much. Ring that notification bell, stay on top of the stuff as it drops here in the weeks to come, or in the week to come, I should say. And we'll go from there. There we go. There we go. But until next time, everybody, take care. Talk soon. Stay safe. And be well, all. Bye for now.